the facts of the compromise, which indicates that the Kargast sailed under the Amelia scheme's escutcheon. Then the Kargast was given to Captain Baldric Rodriguez by Amelian king to bring glory to the kingdom of Amelia, and moreover, for that purpose, the king of Amelia provided Captain Baldric Rodriguez with a letter of marque that indicates that Captain Baldric Rodriguez was a state agent of Amelia. All these facts clearly indicates that the Kargast was a state vessel of Amelia. Moreover, Your Excellencies, it is evident from the compromise that the Kargast was underwater about 500 years, and during this time, Amelia has never expressly abandoned its title to the Kargast, which is a state vessel of Amelia. And since these two conditions are met,
how they never expressly abandoned if it was underwater for 500 years?
Mr. President, following the practice of the national courts, express abandonment means the abandonment by unmistakable affirmative act indicating a purpose to repudiate ownership. And following the judicial practice, this abandonment may be indicated, for example, in the treaty between two states, where it is clearly indicated that one state wants to abandon its title to any property. And this is not the case here. Therefore, Ethicon submits that under the flag state rule, Amelia is an exclusive owner of the wreck of the Kargast and its cargo. Moreover, Your Excellencies, the deployment of patrol vessels to the site of the Kargast by Ruritania violated international law. For that purpose, Ethicon refers to paragraph 11 of the preamble of the UNESCO Convention on the Protection of Underwater Cultural Heritage, which indicates one of the purposes of that convention. And one of the purposes is the obligation to cooperate in respect to the underwater cultural heritage. This obligation is reflected in Article 10, paragraph 7 of that convention, which states that a state is obliged to obtain the consent of the flag state in order to undertake any actions in respect of the vessel of that flag state. And as is evident from the compromise, Ruritania has never obtained the consent of Amelia to deploy the patrol vessels to the site of the Kargast. Your Excellencies, if there are no questions on these issues, Ethicon would like briefly conclude. Thank you, Mr. President, Your Excellencies. And Ethicon respectfully asks this Honorable Court to adjudge and declare, firstly, that Ruritania is obliged to compensate Amelia all economic losses. Your Excellencies, I see that my time is up.
You might finish your conclusion.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. And first of all, Ruritania is obliged to compensate Amelia for all the economic losses caused by Ruritania's internationally wrongful act. And secondly, Ethicon respectfully asks this Honorable Court to adjudge and declare that Amelia is an exclusive owner of the wreck of the Kargast and its cargo, and moreover, the deployment of patrol vessels by Ruritania to the site of the Kargast violated international law, and that the Amelia salvage of the wreck of the Kargast was in full compliance with Amelia's international obligations. Thank you for your kind attention. Now I would like to give the floor to my co-agent. May it please the Court.